What if I told you that one simple habit, a habit you can start tomorrow morning, before coffee, before breakfast, can lower your risk of heart disease, calm your blood sugar, slow down memory loss, protect your bones, lift your mood, and even reduce your chance of falling? And it's not a pill. It's not a surgery. It's not something you have to buy at a health food store. It's walking. Just walking. And before you click away thinking, "Oh, walking, I already know that," please, stay with me for a minute. Because what most people over 60 have been told about walking is not the full picture. Not even close. The number your doctor probably mentioned was 10,000 steps a day. 10,000. That number feels like a punishment. It feels like a part-time job. And for a lot of you watching right now, 10,000 steps a day is simply not where you are today. Maybe you do 2,000, maybe 3. Maybe you're afraid to walk much at all because your knees hurt, or your balance isn't what it used to be, or you're worried about falling. Here is the part almost no one says out loud. Research from the National Institutes of Health, and confirmed again by researchers at the University of North Carolina, found that for adults 60 and older, the biggest jump in life expectancy comes far earlier than 10,000 steps. It comes around 6,000 to 8,000 steps a day, and even smaller numbers matter. A large study of older women, average age 72, found that women who walked about 4,400 steps a day had a 41% lower risk of dying during the study period than women who walked closer to 2,700 steps, 41%, from roughly 1,700 extra steps a day. That's about an extra mile. That's a walk around the block after dinner. So if you've been sitting on the couch thinking, "I'll never hit 10,000, so why bother?" I need you to throw that thought away right now. Because the science has moved on, and the doorway into better health is much closer than you think. That doorway is about a 15 to 20-minute walk. Now, who am I to tell you this? I'm a health writer who has spent years reading the research that institutions like the Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical School, the National Institutes of Health, and the Lancet Commission on Dementia Prevention put out for doctors. I've read the numbers, I've looked at the studies, and I'm going to walk you through what they actually say, in plain English, in the next few minutes. No jargon, no pressure, no impossible routines, just the truth about one exercise, walking, and how it can quietly change nearly every part of your life after 60. Before we go further, if this kind of clear, honest health information helps you, please consider subscribing. This channel exists because there are millions of people over 60 who want real answers, not hype. Subscribing helps us reach more of them. And while you're at it, drop a quick comment with your age and where you're watching from today. I read every one of those, and it helps me understand who's listening. Now let's talk about what walking actually does inside your body. Because once you understand the mechanism, once you see the gears turning, you will never look at a walk the same way again. The first thing walking does is protect your heart. Your heart is a muscle, and like every muscle, it needs steady, gentle demand to stay strong. Think of it this way. Imagine a garden hose that just sits in the garage for years. The rubber gets stiff. The inside gets crusty. Now imagine that same hose used every day at a gentle trickle. It stays soft. It stays flexible. Walking does that to your blood vessels. It keeps them soft and pliable, which means your blood pressure has an easier time staying in a healthy range. A Harvard Medical School review found that walking just 20 to 30 minutes a day can cut your risk of heart disease by roughly 30%. 30%. Not from running, not from cycling, from walking, from a quiet, daily, low-cost habit. And here is the mistake most people make. They think walking has to be tough to count. It doesn't. Researchers at Vanderbilt University found that just 15 minutes a day of brisk walking, brisk meaning you can still talk but you couldn't comfortably sing, was linked to a nearly 20% reduction in overall death risk. So if 15 minutes of slightly faster than casual walking makes a measurable dent in your long-term survival, what do you think 30 minutes does? Or 45? The math is on your side. The second thing walking does is protect your brain. This one matters deeply, because I know many of you watching are worried about memory loss. You're worried about forgetting names. You're worried about whether your mother had it, and whether it's coming for you. Let me explain what researchers now believe. Think of your brain like a busy office building at night. During the day, your brain cells produce waste, little protein debris, that builds up between the cells. There's a system in your brain, scientists call it the glymphatic system. Think of it as the overnight cleaning crew, that only really gets to work when you move. When your heart beats a little faster, When blood flows a little stronger, that cleaning crew kicks into gear and washes away the debris. Walking is one of the most reliable, gentle ways to turn that crew on. The Lancet Commission on Dementia Prevention, a panel of the world's leading brain researchers, concluded in their 2024 report that up to 45% of dementia cases worldwide could be prevented or delayed by addressing 14 modifiable risk factors. Physical inactivity is one of the 14. Walking is the easiest way to address it. A study that came out of Johns Hopkins showed something even more striking. They found that older adults who added just 5 minutes a day of moderate activity had a meaningful reduction in their dementia risk. And another large study published in the journal Nature Medicine, using pedometer data, found that people who walked around 9,800 steps a day were about 50% less likely to develop dementia within 7 years. But again, the benefit curve bends early. Even at roughly 3,800 steps a day, about 2 miles, dementia risk was 25% lower. Now, the mistake people make here is assuming that once memory starts slipping, the train has left the station. That's not what the research says. The research says that walking supports the brain's cleanup system day after day. It is a long, slow investment, stabilization, not magic, but real, meaningful, and worth every step. The third thing walking does is control your blood sugar, especially after meals. If you're dealing with, or worried about, type 2 diabetes, or just told your blood sugar is a little higher than it should be, listen closely. When you eat a meal, your blood sugar rises. Then your body, with the help of a hormone called insulin, has to escort that sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells, where it can be used for energy. Think of insulin as a key, and your cells as locked doors. After years of high blood sugar, those locks get sticky. Insulin has to knock louder and louder. Walking after a meal makes your muscles pull sugar out of your blood, without needing as much insulin. It works like you opened the door from the other side. Researchers at George Washington University and UCLA both found that older adults who took a 15-minute walk after each meal had significantly better blood sugar control than people who didn't. Even a 5-minute walk after eating had a measurable effect. So instead of wondering whether you should change your entire diet, try this. After lunch, walk for 10 minutes. After dinner, walk for 10 minutes. Watch what happens to your afternoon sluggishness. Watch what happens to your morning readings if you check them. The impact is quiet, but it's real. The fourth thing walking does is lift your mood. This is the one I wish more doctors talked about, because the loneliness and quiet heaviness many of you feel is not just in your head. It is in your nervous system, your hormones, your sleep, and walking touches all of them. When you walk, your body releases natural chemicals, endorphins and others, that act like a mild, safe antidepressant. Sunlight on your face during a daytime walk helps set your sleep clock so you fall asleep more easily at night. Walking outdoors, even in a quiet neighborhood, gives your eyes and brain something more interesting than a television screen. Your brain uses walking time to process emotions, almost like taking a long shower. Things that were tangled start to untangle. A meta-analysis of walking studies, published in JAMA Network Open, found that light-intensity activities like walking were strongly linked to lower depression symptoms in older adults. Another study found that walking just 1,000 extra steps a day began to show mental health benefits. The mistake people make is thinking they need medication for low mood before they try something as simple as movement. I'm not telling you to throw away your prescription. I'm telling you to add the walk beside it. Talk to your doctor about both. They work as a team. The fifth thing walking does is strengthen your bones. This surprises a lot of people. They think only weightlifting or lifting heavy things at the gym protects bone density. Walking is weight-bearing too. Every step sends a gentle, controlled signal up through your skeleton, telling your bones, stay strong, we're using you. A study that followed older women for years found that the women who walked about a mile a day had higher bone density than women who walked shorter distances. And large cohort studies have found that older adults who walked briskly for 4 or more hours a week had roughly a 40% lower risk of hip fracture, which is one of the most life-altering events an older person can experience. The mistake people make here is being afraid of impact. They think, my bones are fragile, walking might hurt them. The opposite is usually true. Sedentary bones lose density faster. Walking bones stay denser. And before you start, talk to your doctor about whether gentle walking is right for your specific bone situation, especially if you've already been told you have osteoporosis. The sixth thing walking does is protect your balance and lower your fall risk. Falls are one of the biggest hidden emergencies for older adults. A bad fall can start a chain reaction. Broken hip, hospital stay, loss of independence, fear of going out again. Walking keeps the muscles in your legs, ankles, and hips engaged every single day. It trains the small stabilizer muscles around your knees. It keeps your proprioception sharp. That's the body's ability to know where your feet are in space without looking down. The Mayo Clinic lists walking as one of the best fall prevention activities for older adults, alongside gentle balance work like Tai Chi. The mistake people make is being afraid to walk because they might fall. Of course, talk to your doctor about your personal fall risk, but for most people, walking is precisely what makes falling less likely, not more. Think of it like this. If you stop driving because you're worried about an accident, you don't become safer. Your reflexes just fade. Your confidence fades. Walking works the same way. The seventh thing walking does is help your knees, even when they hurt. There's a natural worry. If my knees ache, walking will make them worse. The research actually suggests the opposite for most people, with mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis, the most common type. Studies, including research published in the journal Arthritis Care and Research, found that older adults who walked for exercise were less likely to develop new frequent knee pain over time than those who didn't walk. Walking keeps the joint lubricated. Walking strengthens the muscles around the knee that act like shock absorbers. That said, if walking is causing sharp pain, stop and check with your doctor. Sharp pain is a signal. Mild soreness that fades within a day is usually a sign your body is adjusting. The eighth thing walking does is help you sleep. A review by the Mayo Clinic listed improved sleep as one of the top benefits of regular walking in older adults. Morning or early afternoon light, gentle fatigue from movement, and a calmer nervous system all work together to help you fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. Avoid walking too close to bedtime if it tends to energize you. For many people, an after-lunch walk is perfect for sleep at night. Now let me tell you about a person. Let's call her Margaret. Margaret is 68. She lives alone in a small apartment in a Midwestern town. Her biggest fear is exactly what I hear from thousands of you in the comments. I'm losing my memory. She forgets why she walked into the kitchen. She forgets the name of a neighbor she has known for 15 years. Her doctor said, "Watch it. Come back in 6 months." Margaret felt that familiar wave of panic. She started doing push-ups. She bought a gym membership she didn't really use. She tried a strict diet. Nothing stuck. Then her daughter gently suggested something simple. Just walk. 10 minutes in the morning. 10 minutes after lunch. 10 minutes before dinner. 3 walks, each about 1,000 steps. Margaret thought it sounded almost embarrassingly small. She did it anyway. 6 months later, Margaret went back to her doctor. Her blood pressure had dropped 7 points. Her blood sugar was noticeably steadier. Her sleep was deeper. She told her doctor she felt less foggy in the afternoon, which mattered most to her. Now, I want to be honest with you. Margaret's memory is not perfect. She still forgets the occasional word. She still has moments of worry. But her doctor said the word Margaret was hoping to hear. Stabilized. Not reversal. Stabilization. Which, in Margaret's honest words, meant, I feel like I've bought myself some time. That is the honest, hopeful outcome walking offers. More time. Better time. A steadier body and a steadier mind, while we wait for the rest of medicine to catch up. Let me recap, because I want you to remember these in your daily life. Number 1. Walking protects your heart. 20 to 30 minutes a day lowers heart disease risk by roughly 30%. Number 2. Walking protects your brain. It turns on the brain's natural cleaning crew and helps lower dementia risk, with benefits starting at just a few thousand steps a day. Number 3. Walking after meals lowers blood sugar. Even 5 to 15 minutes helps your muscles pull sugar out of your blood naturally. Number 4. Walking lifts your mood. Light walking lowers depression risk and improves sleep through sunlight, movement, and brain processing. Number 5. Walking strengthens your bones and lowers hip fracture risk by up to 40% over time. Number 6. Walking protects your balance and lowers fall risk by keeping stabilizer muscles and proprioception sharp. Number 7. Walking can actually ease, not worsen, mild knee pain when done gently and consistently. And number 8. Walking helps you sleep deeper, especially when done earlier in the day. Now a quick safety note because your trust matters more than anything else I can say in this video. Walking is generally one of the safest exercises for adults over 60, but it is not for everyone in every situation. If you take medication for blood pressure, blood sugar, or blood thinners especially, talk to your doctor before starting a new walking routine, because small changes in circulation can change how those medicines feel. If you have been told you have heart failure, severe joint disease, advanced osteoporosis, balance problems that already cause falls, or recent surgery, please get clearance first. If walking ever causes sharp chest pain, dizziness, severe shortness of breath, or sharp joint pain, stop and contact your doctor. Natural movement is wonderful, but natural does not always mean risk-free. This video is for education, not medical advice. Your doctor, who knows your full picture, is your partner in this. Always. Now I'd like to ask you something, and please, I genuinely want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, do you think doctors warn older patients enough about how powerful walking really is? I have a feeling about half of you will say your doctor mentioned it once and moved on, and the other half will say their doctor never mentioned it at all. Let's see which side you're on. Here's another thought. Many of you will worry that walking is too easy to count as real exercise. Tell me below, does it feel like real exercise to you, or do you still think only the gym counts? I'm curious what you actually believe, because the science and the lived experience are often different things. And as always, drop your age and where you're watching. The map of who's listening to this channel is something I look at often. If this video helped you, please like it. Liking a video tells the platform that more people like you deserve to see it. Then subscribe, not just for the number, but because every new subscriber is one more person over 60 who might hear the message on a hard day and choose to walk instead of sit. That is the mission of this channel. And I have a video coming next week that I think pairs perfectly with this one. It's about the 7 morning habits that quietly drain your energy after 60, and how to replace each one with something gentle and effective. If your mornings feel heavier than they used to, you won't want to miss that one. Click the notification bell so we can find you on Tuesday. Until then, lace up your shoes tomorrow morning. 5 minutes is enough to start. Just 5 minutes. The science is on your side, the doorway is closer than you think, and every gentle step is your body telling the rest of your life, I'm still here. I'm still going.